We have an officer here who's in blue. And he has something wrong with his arm. We have no idea what that is. Okay, so our first step with this patient is to take a look at it. Oh, yeah, there's definitely something in there. I don't know, soldier. I don't know if you're going to be able to keep that arm.
Don't you damn well take that away from me, you damn rebel.
Listen, we're going to give you the best medical care we can. Anesthetize the patient.
Yes, sir.
I don't need to hear his grief while we're working on it.
Right back.
Hi.
Now,
2.
Now, what we're going to do is we're going to anesthetize this patient. There are 4 levels of anesthesia during the Civil War. The first level, they can feel and hear what we're doing. Not real good. The second level is they can hear, but they can't feel anything. When Dr. McGuire cut off Stonewall Jackson's arm after the Battle of Chancellorsville, Stonewall said, "I could hear you taking it off." But he couldn't feel anything. The third level, can't feel or hear anything. And the fourth level, we hope not to do that.
Dead.
He'll be dead. And that happened to less than 40 people out of 80,000 operations. So the likelihood is not very high. How's he doing?
He is asleep. He has a steady pulse and a steady heartbeat.
So he has a steady heartbeat and pulse. He has checked his eyes. So he has run his finger across the eyelashes. If there is no reaction, the patient is fully asleep. If there is any type of eye movement, the patient is not in level 3. He's in level 3?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is our hospital steward. He acts as a male nurse, as a pharmacist, and just about anything else that a doctor does not want to do. So, doctor, why don't you come on over? Let's see what we have here. Looks like there is definitely some kind of piece of metal in here. You want to widen the wound a little bit?
Okay.
It looks like there's a piece of shrapnel in there. Now, many times you saw on the battlefield the cannons firing, and they fired solid shot, and they also fired things that had pieces of metal in them. What do you see?
I'm seeing a little piece of metal, but I think there's more in there, but I think the bone's all right.
All right, well, let's see if we can get this piece of metal out of here safely. I'm going to put my finger where I think his artery is. That's quite a piece of metal. Oh, there's something else in here. Hang on. Yeah? Can I have the extractor? This is a bullet extractor, and it looks like there's another piece in here at the same time. It could be a bullet. It's kind of wedged up under the muscle. Oh yeah, look at that. That's quite a piece. Now I need to find out if the bone is broken. If the bone is broken, we're going to amputate this arm. We do not do reconstructive surgery. So I'm going to stick my probe connected to a brain into the wound. And that is because we do not know anything about germs. Germs theory does not come out until 1866. So I'm going to stick my finger in there. Whoa, getting a little bit of muscle twinge. Why don't you give him a little bit more chloroform?
Yes, sir.
I'm feeling a solid bone in there? Yes, definitely. Definitely there's a solid bone. Can I have some lint? Now, normally we would probably put a stitch into that, but it's a fairly deep piece. So if you can imagine my hand is the wound. And in the bottom of the wound, if I close this up, I will probably get pus. I might get some kind of inflammation. It's going to get hot and red. You'd call it an infection. And I might end up with gangrene. So I want that to drain for at least the next 24 hours. So I'm going to shove some lint, looks something like cotton thread, into there to absorb anything coming out of that wound. And then I'm going to bandage that up. No, that's not clean enough. I don't think that one was washed out. This one looks pretty good. You want to pick up the hand? Now, we would be working as fast as we can. Please realize that at the Battle of Antietam, there were 22,000 killed, missing, and wounded. There were 4,400 who died that one day in September of 1862, September 17th. Okay? So we're going to see if the man is allowed to keep his arm. If we have to amputate that arm, we will try to do it, if anything develops, in the next 24 hours, because the survival rate is 75%. After that, it goes down to 66% and decreases from there. Would you please wake up the patient?
Yes, sir.
Notice he's slapping the patient. That is how you wake up a patient. Well, we're seeing some reaction on this end.
Easy, easy.
Easy, easy with that arm. Let's see if we can get our patient off of here. And we'll get to our next patient.
Oh, next patient.
Now, while we're switching patients, let me tell you just a little bit about triage. Triage during the Civil War was divided into 4 types. They're color-coded, much like today. If the person had a black card today and you came up on a major injury on a major expressway, the black card indicates the patient will not live more than the next 15 minutes.